Okay, hi. It's been an exhausting day, but in this video, we're going to try to get through a dollar way to start your garden, whether it's in-home, raised garden beds, just any small space. So everybody has a dollar store around them, whether it be Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, or Dollar General. Right now, we're going to talk mostly about Dollar Tree, where I get the majority of my stuff from, and it's great on the pocket, especially if you're a beginner gardener. You really don't want to spend a lot of money on something if you're not going to be passionate about it. So if you want to experiment, spend about $20 at Dollar Tree, it's not going to be a big deal. So let's start off. First of all, Dollar Tree does sell seeds. I have been growing from their seeds along with some other people that I buy from, and they have all germinated. If you have good soil, good time, I also talk to my plants, they will grow. If you're looking for heirloom, varieties, I recommend like Am I Gardener or Baker's Creek or anybody else on YouTube. Through my videos, you'll see me mention them. If they sell seeds, then you know where they're coming from. Also, check with your extension branch. They might have a thing with the library where you can get seeds by using your library card, and those are heirlooms and grown locally. Excuse me. As far as the seed variety they have, I have gotten pumpkins. I have gotten pickling cucumbers and 2 different type of peas, and I have a cucumber that I have grown in a pot, and I'll show you the pot that I've grown in that is also sold at Dollar Tree. I have grown carrots in the same pots that I also get from Dollar Tree. This is my child's favorite. It's the it's the French breakfast early radish. These are great in about 32 days. If you have little ones who are gardening, get radishes because they'll get kind of discouraged with anything else because it takes a lot longer to germinate. I've also had butternut squash. Now, I've grown butternut squash from these little pack seeds and literally kept them all winter. Literally. They're great and they store great. Yellow crooked-neck squash, like the dark green zucchini, which I have grown in a pot that I'll show you in a minute. Tender beans, which are not really stringy and they're very great. They're close relative of blue bush like beans. Also do turnips and turnip bulbs, which I have outside now. They have germinated and gave me great harvest. Also, these are great for our arts and crafts projects. These are birdhouse gourds. They all have germinated. Now, these little things, I was kind of skeptical when I first started these, thinking they weren't going to germinate. But to my surprise, they did. And I'm doing it again with this. This is what they have at Dollar Tree, the little mini greenhouse. And I'm going to let you see my babies. These are the peppers, and they all have germinated. I used their seed starting mix that they have at Dollar Tree as well. When I went back to get another bag to show in the video, they didn't have it, so I had to use something else for my other plants. But as you can see, they have a double lid, so you can water from the bottom. I highly recommend when you're starting seedlings, if you can get something like this where you can water from the bottom so you don't disturb them before they pick up out the dirt. Just saying. Also, if you cannot find these mini greenhouses, Chinese food containers will work just well. This one, if you can see, has sweat on the top. I have my leeks in here, and they're not germinated yet because I just planted them like 2 days ago. So they'll be popping up in a couple of days. But I have like different sizes, and like with these, I'll put my chives in. This, I'll put like my leeks or my onions in them to sprout up before I plant them out. Also, I have found corn, sweet yellow corn there. And they do have these pots as well at Dollar Tree. These are biodegradable. This is for an experiment that I will keep you guys up on. This is actually corn. And I have grown corn before in raised garden beds. Yes, you can grow corn in raised garden beds. And I've gotten a great harvest. Nothing I'd want to sell like at the grocery store, but it was fine enough for me and my family to eat. This will be an experiment that I will put into a 5-gallon bucket that I will keep you updated on. But These biodegradables, I highly recommend them. They come in different sizes, and Dollar Tree does have them in different sizes. So it depends on, your plant. Also, these are the buckets that I was telling you about. I prefer black because it helps heat up the soil, keeps it warm, but it's only for the bigger ones that I have because as I'll show you in one of my other videos, I have fruit trees in pots. Yeah, I have fruit trees in pots. It can be done. But with this, that zucchini that I showed you, I grow in here, or one pepper plant like my Tabascos or my habaneros. I also put about 3 banana pepper plants in here, and they love it. And I grow those every year for my Nana. Also, these are what's raving right now. All my homesteaders and my urban gardeners are flying to the Dollar Tree to get these 3-tier planters. These are so good and stackable. See, stackable and pretty. These are good for like small flowers, decorative, herbs, or strawberries. I mostly use mine for herbs. I've seen people paint them and decorate them and put smiley faces on them. Whatever you can use is fine. Me, I use those, and like when I plant my corn out, you'll see later on in the season, I use old tires, which are free. When you go, like when I go get my tires changed, they already ask me, do I want them? I get them and I let the children paint them, and those become beds. Because, everybody can't afford the wood from Home Depot, the big box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. So you find anything to plant in. I have small greenhouses that I've used old totes, clear totes, that you put your stuff in. I've also turned them upside down and used those as compost beds, as raised garden beds. I mean, you can use anything as long as it doesn't break down. I went to farms and got an old rotten hay pails, which makes great mulch and compost, and you can grow almost anything in those as well. So those will be updating videos. Also, while I'm here, this is what I was forced to use because they didn't have any more seed starting mix. Now, don't get me wrong, this was a nice bargain. This was on Amazon. I got it for like $1.98 because I'm Prime, but I think the original price is like $3 per brick. This will make 8 quarts if I'm not mistaken. After you add 4.5 quarts of water and you wait 2 minutes, yeah. So it makes a lot of seed starting mix. It's real light and fluffy, and it's from Burpee. So, you can get it in your big box stores, but I mean, when I went there, they didn't have it at the same price as Amazon. So what are you gonna do? Also they have these little tags. I mean, this one is empty, but this is what they look like. They come in like different colors or white. Mark your plants. Oh my God, mark your plants. A lot of plants look the same when they're seedlings and you won't know. Different varieties of plants will look the same until they come out, so you don't want to mix anything, especially like last year I let my little ones help me. And we mixed the non-habanero plants with the really, really hot ones, and we had an accident. So marking these and make sure you mark them correctly are definitely it. If they do not have these in the Dollar Tree, popsicle sticks works with a Sharpie. Same thing. It works just fine. When you want to do it in a bigger garden, another cheaper way is to get paint sticks. The sticks that you stir the paint with. You can get about 100 for like $5.99 on Amazon. So, you can have the kids take some paint that you can get at the dollar store for $1, 4 colors for $1, and paint it, and then you can write your herbs and stuff on it and just stick it in the ground. Done. Also, to answer a question for someone that didn't, I told them on my next video when I started up my channel that I would definitely tell them. I picked up a random box of plant food. Now, if you see at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it or not. The light up in here sucks. Okay, so it's numbers at the bottom, and it's 24,816, which is really strong in nitrogen. Those are what's in the plant food, which is nitrogen, phosphate, and potash or potassium, which is majority of what plants really need. Rule of thumb for me is if it grows above the ground, it needs nitrogen. If it grows underneath the ground, it needs less nitrogen. Nitrogen is what makes your plants thrive as far as green leaves and green foliage. When you're growing root vegetables, you do not want foliage like that. You want the bulb. So with your plants, find out what your plant's needs are and accommodate your soil to it. The best thing you really could give your soil is compost. Cannot stress compost enough. It's easy to compost at home, even if you have a bin. Any scraps, no meat. Do not put meat in there. Any of your old vegetables or stuff like that, just take some oat leaves and some old dirt you might have from like a plant that died and mix it in with it and just let it deteriorate. Or like me, when my children are done with their banana peels, if I need some dried potassium, I dry the banana peels and make a powder. With my tomatoes, I also have Epsom salt. I'll make a video about why my tomato plants love Epsom salt. Your eggshells, oh my God. Tomatoes and peppers and eggshells will be your best friend to them. I'm telling you. By the time I get through with you all with everything that you can recycle and redo for little to no money, your trash is going to be affected. You're going to see your bills and stuff go. As you can see, I have a little person in the background. My life is constantly busy, so that's my cue to get off. It's time for me to be mommy, so I want to thank you all for tuning in. As I always say to everybody who I do love and care for, have a humble spirit and a garden mind. Not a gardener's mind, but a garden mind. Bye.